Some surprising information about the Large Hadron Collider that was built in Switzerland. A person who works for the Large Hadron Collider has been in touch with me about some very strange activity that is happening in and near your facility. The Great Hadron Collider was considered the pinnacle of achievement by respected scientific journals. The cost of the project is estimated at about $13.25 billion. It is the largest and most powerful particle accelerator in the world. It was built by the European Organization for Nuclear Research, CERN. It is a giant circular tunnel built underground that contains a super powerful particle accelerator. 10,000 scientists from 100 different countries worked together to create this project. The Large Hadron Collider was built to study elementary particles. Researchers hope to find out how our quantum universe works. One of the big questions they want to answer is what happened milliseconds after the Big Bang. The question we must ask is, why are we spending so much money on a project that would benefit us 100 years from now? Even if we discovered the so-called divine particle, this would not benefit humanity in the short term. This person who works at the LHC provided information that can explain the real reason we built this infrastructure. Did the Great Hadron Collider was built for a completely different purpose? Something that could benefit certain types of beings that have wandered the Earth since they invaded Earth 13,000 years ago? The person I came into contact with began its history this way: it is difficult to say that the purpose of a project in which I have been working all over life ends up being something very sinister. I've been told that some strange things happened with their scheduling. Out of nowhere, 40% of the people working on the Large Hadron Collider received a message that the facility would be under maintenance during the weekend of December 8. This was very strange because this message came out of nowhere. My contact decided to go to work that weekend because I was curious about the maintenance that would be performed. When I entered the building, a security officer asked him to show his credentials. That was very strange, because it was the first time this happened. Normally, credentials are checked with the key card, but that day, it looks like security was increased. The security officer asked why he was there. He told the security guard he was called because there was something wrong with the cooling system. The security officer called and let him in. As soon as I entered the control center, I noticed that there were many people I had never seen before. I just heard something was happening and decided to go along. I have noticed that a team was bringing an object into the middle of the Hadron Collider, an area restricted only to authorized personnel. Suddenly, a voice came out of the speaker telling everyone that the countdown began. He saw on the monitors that a strange package was being delivered and placed on the stretcher. It looked like a mummy. My contact person was amazed. They were going with the mummy in the center of the Large Hadron Collider. I caught my breath, and after the countdown ended, the specialized team placed the mummy in the center of the Large Hadron Collider. I noticed that all the systems were going, and then there was a flash I've never witnessed before. The mummy appeared to be emitting some kind of light, and the specialized team rushed to get the package out of the center of the Large Hadron Collider. My contact person said he was surprised at what he saw, but then he saw that the packet started to move. Suddenly, the live broadcast to the Central Command Center was cut off and I ran out of the center. I went through security, and once I left, I realized something that no one has ever seen before. It took several days to find your composure and send me this email. He did some research. A couple of days later I went to work and talked to one of his colleagues who was there at the time the mummy was being sent to the center of the Large Hadron Collider. He told him that this was a crew member who fell to Earth 13,000 years ago.